So I called my best friend. She introduced us, and I said, Melinda, her name is Melinda, you've been asked to chair this campaign to help pay off the mortgage. So we had a long conversation about, I didn't feel prepared, and then lots of prayer over it.
We had worked for several years, even before being asked, very diligently to kind of get our own finances in order. And we really took to heart the scripture and the words about being good stewards. We were honored to be asked, and I think that ultimately it was just that reinforcement we needed to keep practicing that stewardship. It was just that extra nudge we needed to stay on the right path and not start falling back into bad habits financially.
One of my grandmothers attended a Methodist church, and I think she lived out the principles of earn as much as you can, save as much as you can, give as much as you can. And, in her day and age, that wasn't maybe monetary resources, but maybe growing crops, or she was a quilter, so she made quilts for the church community. Hearing those principles in disciple classes or in financial peace. And then I just took another class with Pastor Paula and Grace. Again, those principles of earning and saving and giving have just been reoccurrent, because I grew up in, money, religion, things like that. We didn't talk about openly. And so I think in a church community, we have to talk about resource utilization. I think anytime church members can see that and we can come together in a safe space and talk about it, that's important. So I know back in November, December, January, when we were kind of getting close to our 3-year mark of looking at where we were, I felt disappointment.
We knew that it might be a big ask, but you go into it with faith and you keep putting the message out there. And as new faces come in, we just continue to talk about how we really wanted to accomplish this as a church. It was going to help us fulfill our long-term goals. That's where we really wanted to focus our efforts and not have to worry about the mortgage. So when we got to that last block on the graph and we knew we were just really slowing down, we had to kind of really take a deep breath and say, we've done all we can, Lord. It's at this point, we need help. And so when that gift came through, I was surprised. I was a little awestruck, and I couldn't help but smile a little bit, because that was just, to me, a message that we had done what we were supposed to do. You always know that God's going to do something. You just never know what that's going to be. And it could be something that we're not expecting, or it could occur in a way that we never saw coming. Or it could just be, sometimes that answer is, no, we're going to make you work a little bit more. And that's okay. But when something like this happens, it really just kind of does reinstill that sense of faith and that sense of trust, and that was hard. But God was faithful because we were faithful.